The waiter's voice was calm.
Too calm.
Sir, it appears your daughter poured something into your drink. For a moment, the hallway outside the restroom felt colder than the winter air. My fingers tightened around my phone. I didn't ask why. I didn't panic. I simply replied, "Thank you," and walked back toward the table with a numb, unfamiliar feeling in my palm. Because in that split second, the world I believed I had built collapsed. And the man I used to be died quietly with it. I didn't sit down. I didn't offer a smile. I simply swapped our glasses. 15 minutes later, the truth would reveal itself. But this story started long before tonight. After her mother passed away, I raised Lily alone. She was always by my side, bright, ambitious, hungry for life. I gave her everything I never had: college, fully paid, a lavish wedding, unconditional support. When she met Eric, I welcomed him. Polite, attentive, always grateful. Maybe too grateful. I mistook that for humility. I confused it for kindness. The first shift came when my company began receiving acquisition offers. Suddenly, their visits increased. Their questions sharpened. "How much do you think you'll get, Dad? Any plans for all that money? You should let us help manage everything." I ignored the tone. I excused the curiosity. I wanted to believe they were excited for me. Parents see what they want to see. The day the wire transfer cleared, 60 million clean, I called Lily first. She cried with pride, told me I deserved it, then asked when we were celebrating. That should have been my first warning. But love blinds those who willingly close their eyes. The second warning came from my attorney a week later. He noticed unusual amendments in my estate plan, tiny but deliberate clauses designed to shift a large portion of my assets to Lily in the event of sudden medical incapacity. He asked if I approved the changes. I hadn't. I confronted no one.
Not yet.
I simply began observing. Eric stopped by more often, usually alone, pretending to check on me. He asked about my health, suggested supplements, offered to bring dinner. Meals I never touched. I dismissed the suspicion as paranoia. Until the third warning. My housekeeper discovered an unmarked bottle near my tea canister. She recognized it. Something similar had been used to poison her uncle during an inheritance feud. That was the moment I tested everything in my home. The results froze my blood. I didn't rage. I didn't accuse. I didn't show fear. I strategized. Tonight was the final act. I invited them to the most expensive restaurant in town. A celebration. A thank you. A perfect setting. I acted generous, cheerful, handed them thick envelopes containing substantial checks. They smiled like children handed candy. Their guard dropped instantly. When my phone rang, I excused myself. The waiter approached. He warned me, and my heart hardened into something unrecognizable. I returned, switched the glasses, and raised mine in a toast. "To family," I said. They clinked their glasses, grinning wide. We laughed. Or rather, they did. 15 minutes later, Eric's face drained of color. His hand shook. He knocked over his water. "Are you okay?" I asked gently. He stared at Lily. She stared at the glass in front of her. "My glass," she whispered. Panic exploded across her features. A silent confession. "It was only supposed to be a mild sedative," she choked out. "Just enough to." "To do what?" I pressed. "Declare me mentally unfit? Make you my guardian? Access my accounts? Speed up the inheritance?" Her tears slipped down her cheeks. Eric stumbled out of his chair. The waiter backed away. I remained seated. "I didn't drink it," I said quietly. "You did." You'd expect the room to erupt. Instead, everything fell silent. A sharp, chilling silence that sliced through every excuse before it could form. I placed a folder on the table: records, messages, altered estate documents, toxicology results, everything. "I've been gathering evidence for months," I told them. Tonight was the final test. Their expressions shattered. Not from guilt, but from fear. That told me everything. Security arrived. The manager stepped forward. The police followed. I didn't watch them being escorted out. I didn't need to. Their downfall wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, precise. I made sure of that. People say revenge destroys. But I've learned something different. Revenge is clarity. It's the moment you finally see people for who they truly are, not who you hoped they'd be. Lily was my daughter, my pride, my blood. But love cannot excuse betrayal. And betrayal, once exposed, can never be undone. I calmly signed my statement, walked out into the night, and breathed. For the first time in years, I felt safe. Not because the threat vanished, but because I removed it myself.